Hello everyone, welcome to Gent Plays, and today I'm doing something very different, and I feel like I say that a lot on this channel. I'm doing something very different. That just means my channel is very varied, alright? I don't do the same thing over and over again. I do things based on what I feel like doing at the time, and a little bit of what I think you guys want. So today, I'm actually going to be doing something kind of interesting. A lot of you guys will know that I have a big passion for board games. Today I even played 5 new board games. I basically spent all of today playing new board games that I've never played before. And it gave me an idea. I want to do a video where I just go through every board game that I've ever played, and I give you my quick opinion on it. And you maybe think, how are you gonna go through every board game you've ever played? Well, I've got the site here, which I have been keeping updated since I started really getting into board games, that every time I play a new board game, I put it on the side, I rate it, I do all that other stuff. So I actually have all of the board games, as far as I know, that I've ever played on here. So I can go through them and tell you my opinions on each and every one of them. Now, I did do a little quick calculation, and if I went through every one in detail, it would take a very long time. So I'm going to be very quick on each one of them. So it's going to be so fast-paced, you guys are not going to even be able to keep up. But hopefully you can keep up, because that's how you make an entertaining video. Make sure your audience can follow along. So I'm going to start, and it's going to be alphabetical order. Going to start with numbers, go to A, go to Z. You guys know how the alphabet works. Shouldn't have explained it. Wasted time. All right, so let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. So 221B Baker Street, the Master Detective game. That's a Sherlock Holmes game where you're playing as Sherlock Holmes. So the actual game, the actual game isn't great. The stories and stuff in it, the mysteries, they're kind of fun to solve. And they got some decent little ideas, and it sort of does feel like you're actually solving it, but the actual game is just rolling dice and moving your pieces, and when you're just moving, it's really boring. And also everyone's sharing one book, and it's really horrible when that sort of thing's happening. So it's a good concept, decent story, poorly executed. Seven Wonders is a game where you're building a sort of like you're trying to build the wonders of the world. Basically, it's a cool little game with a lot of drafting. I do want to play it more before I have a proper opinion on it. I've only played it a handful of times, maybe 2 or 3 times. I want to play it a lot more. It's a good game, and the drafting mechanics where you like take cards and give the hand over, that's really great. Aeon's End Legacy is one of my newest purchases. Me and a bunch of friends chipped in to buy it. It's actually behind me somewhere. I'm not going to grab it because it's stuck under some things. But it's basically legacy games are campaign games. So you play a game and that's a chapter of the game. And then over time, over several months, you eventually finish the game and then you never play it again. That's what it is. Aeon's End Legacy is a cool little deck builder. So far, we're only 2 chapters in, but I'm really enjoying it so far, and I can't wait to get another game done. The deck building mechanics are fun and satisfying, and it's pretty challenging. Agricola I only just played today with my friend. So you gotta build your own little farm. The game is fun but agonizing. It hurts your brain to play. Alcatraz. This is a game where you have a player, and we have 3 players or 4 players or whatever, but you always have to have one player playing as the scapegoat. And basically, you want, basically everyone wins this game except one person, or at least one person has to lose this game. So eventually you're all going to escape, and you're all going to escape without one person. So you decide throughout the game who that's going to be. It's pretty interesting, actually. Arkham Horror, the card game, is a great card game. It's really good. I've only ever played it solo, but it is really good. It takes a while to get a hold of the rules, though. It took me about 5 or 6 different tries to actually get into it, but once I did, I really got into it. Betrayal at Baldur's Gate is a spin-off of the Betrayal at the House on the Hill series, and it's not quite as good and varied as Betrayal on the House on the Hill, but it's fun enough if you enjoy the game. Now, Betrayal at the House on the Hill, this is one of my favorite board games of all time. It's simple, it's got solid rule set, the logic tends to all make sense, or at least generally make sense. If you get the logic of the game, you're gonna get most of the haunts. Basically, you're going through a haunted house, you're exploring it, eventually one player betrays all the other players, and then it's that player versus everyone else. And the scenarios change every time, there's lots of different items, lots of different rooms. It's really exciting, I think, and a lot of fun. It's a great game. Betrayal at the House on the Hill, Widow's Walk is an expansion for Betrayal at the House on the Hill. It just adds a new floor, it adds a bunch more rooms, it adds a bunch more hordes. It is a great expansion, I think. Betrayal Legacy. Sorry that my stream thing came up at the bottom there. I hope you guys don't mind that. Betrayal Legacy. Betrayal Legacy is the legacy version of the Betrayal game, and it is my favorite board game of all time. Betrayal Legacy, my favorite board game of all time. I'm almost finished it. It is an incredible experience, and I hope if you like board games, if you like these sorts of board games, I hope you get to give it a try one day. Binding of Isaac 4 Souls. This game I didn't expect to be very good. I don't know why. I think it was just tricky. I looked at it and I thought, you know, often these sorts of licensed games, they're kind of lazily put together. This one actually works really well. There's a lot of good counterplays. There's a lot of cool. It's very cutthroat. It's very like you're trying to screw with other people, but it's great. It's really good. Blood on the Clock Tower is a deception game that I think fixes a lot of the problems with a lot of deception games out of there. There's games like Werewolf and stuff like that. Blood on the Clock Tower basically takes the things that were bad about the game and tries to take them out, and it does a pretty good job about it. I haven't played too many games of it, but the games I have played I've very much enjoyed. Camp Grizzly is a game where you go to a camp and you gotta run away from a killer. It's a cool game. It's a lot of fun. I wish it had more content, but it's fun. Cards Against Humanity, I don't think is a very fun game. I think it's good maybe 1 or 2 times at max. But unfortunately, it's brought to pretty much every party for the past 10 years, and I think it's gotten exceedingly boring and not very fun at all. But I like the creators of the game. Good job for everything you've done. I know you've done a lot for charity. You're great people. I just don't think the game is very fun. Choose Your Own Adventure, House of Danger, another game I just played today. It's just generally a Choose Your Own Adventure book. It's, if you like Choose Your Own Adventure books, it's fun. That's all it is. It's a cool story. Choose your own adventure. You just get 2 options. You do one of the options. Sometimes you roll dice to see if the option succeeds. That's all it is. It's cool. Chronicles of Crime is a crime thing where you're trying to solve things by scanning things with your phone. You have to use your actual phone for it. Cool game. Cool concept. Writing's a bit poor sometimes. Citadels, I like the game of Citadels. I think the major problem with Citadels is that I don't actually enjoy the building, the thing you have to do to win the game. Building buildings, I don't think that part is very fun. The drafting bit, where you're all choosing your character and then reacting based on that part's a lot of fun. Clank, a deck building adventure, that's one of my favorite games also. I've got it behind me somewhere. You're just going through, you have to steal as much treasure as you can and get out of the cave before the dragon gets you. But your greed tears you apart. You get so greedy in this game, but it's a lot of fun. It is so good. Clank Sunken Treasure is the expansion to it. Same thing, but underwater. It's great. Clank Mummy's Curse, same thing in a mummy's temple. It's great. The Climbers is another game I just played today. It's just... you build blocks, you gotta climb up the blocks, and then you gotta and then your friends climb up blocks. You gotta try to climb up the blocks higher than your friends get. Whoever gets the highest wins. It's very simple, kind of fun, not worth a purchase, kind of fun. Codenames is a great party game. You gotta get people to guess, you gotta get people to guess a bunch of words based on vague clues you give them. It's a very fun party game, and that is worth a purchase just for any sort of parties. Concept is another vague clue game. You gotta give vague clues, get people to guess this concept. And it's fun as well. Decently fun. Can get frustrating, but decently fun. Cosmic Encounter, I've been playing a lot with friends recently. It's a space battle. Whoever gets to put their ships on as many planets as they can wins the game. But there's a lot of negotiation, a lot of arguments in the best possible way. It's a lot of fun. And the 2 expansions for that, they're both very solid expansions. Coup is all about lying about what's in front of you. You have cards in front of you. You lie about what's in front of you. Try to get away with it. It's a great lying game. It's just pure lying sometimes. And if you can get away with the lying, it's great. It's really good. Coup Rebellion's the same thing, just with a lot more cards, and so it can add a lot of variety. Coup Reformation is an expansion to the original Coup game. It just has an extra card and some other stuff. It's cool. It's a decent expansion. I don't often play with it, but it's decent. Cutthroat Cabins is a game where you gotta try to mess with your friends, and you gotta all work together, but then sometimes betray each other. I didn't find it super fun when I played it. It's a decent game, though. Dead of Winter and Dead of Winter Long Night. Basically a zombie game. The Walking Dead, if The Walking Dead was a board game. And it's done very well. It's a very fun game. There's a lot of cool stuff to it, a lot of cool components, a lot of cool characters, survivors, cards, events that happen, all that sort of stuff. And sometimes there's even a trader, and that's pretty exciting. Deception Murder in Hong Kong, I do not think is a great game. I've played it many times. I've just never found it super fun because there's not much gameplay to it. Most of it is discussion. However, I think you might enjoy it. If you like those sorts of games, give it a look it up, see if it's the sort of game you think you enjoy. If it is, great, try it out. I urge you to, because I think it could be a great game for many people. I haven't enjoyed it, but I think it could be a lot of fun for some people. Dixit, I tend to say no if people ask me if I want to play Dixit, but it is a good game. Basically, you got to give a clue, and the clue has to be vague enough that only 1 or 2 people get it, not everyone gets it. And so that's a fun idea, and it's a well executed game. I wouldn't play it more than once every couple weeks or something, but it's pretty fun. Dominion is like the original deck builder, and I love deck builders. And Dominion is just like purely deck building, and so it's a lot of fun. Alright, Drop Mix. Drop Mix is a game that's kind of gimmicky. You've got this board, and it's like a DJ board, and you put cards on the board, and music plays, and then you're basically making music as you play the game. And so it's like, it'll be the singing from a Maroon 5 song, but the guitar from an Ed Sheeran song, and the drums of this song, and blah, 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 blah. And it sounds, sometimes it can sound really good together, sometimes it sounds awful. But the game itself, it's pretty fun. Without the gimmick, it wouldn't be very fun, but with the gimmick, it's fun. Dutch Blitz, I only played the other day. Dutch Blitz is basically a game where you gotta be quick. You gotta work together with someone else or just play on your own, and gotta try to like put cards down quick. And if you don't put the cards in the right places quickly enough, you're not gonna win. It's fun. It's fast paced. It's exciting. And it's good. It's good. Enjoy it. Eldritch Horror is an incredibly hard board game. It's so very difficult. I don't think I've ever beaten it before. But so it's a co-op game, and it is very fun, and there's a lot of components to it, and it's worth a purchase, but it's extremely difficult. So just be aware of that. The Estates I also have behind me. I own that. The Estates is a game. You got to build houses, and it's the sort of messing with other people is a lot of fun, really cool, great idea. Evolution Climate is got a lot of cool things about Evolution Climate. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I definitely think it's a really well-made board game, and you should give it a shot. It's really cool. It is a really cool board game, and I love a lot of the concepts of it, and I actually love a lot of the gameplay mechanisms of it. I just don't have too much fun playing it. I don't know why that is. But it's a good game. Exploding Kittens is a game that's very simple, takes 15 minutes to play. It says on the box 2 minutes to learn, 15 minutes to play. That's about accurate. It's very simple, it's very quick to play, and it's a lot of fun. If you just have the right group of people, you know. It's not like the deepest game in the world. It's actually very simple, but basically you don't want to pick up the Exploding Kitten. It's very fun. Firefly the game. Do not play this game unless you have 6 hours to spare, because it will not take any less than 6 hours. I play it with a bunch of players, and we all play it a decent amount. We've played it about 5 or 6 times in the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, but it takes a long time. Okay, so just be prepared for that. And the expansions for it all add a good lot of content to it. Like they add things that are very welcome to the game. That Jet Wash is a good ship. The Pirates and Bounty Hunters are very welcome to the game. 5 Tribes is a great game where you gotta like try to get as many points as you can. It's cool. I like the design of all the pieces. I like how simple the gameplay is, and how much fun and how satisfying it can be to collect points. Forbidden Island is a game where you gotta work together with someone to get off an island. It's a simple co-op game. It's fun. Give it a shot. Formula D is a racing game where you gotta go around a racetrack. And I think this game is probably pretty expensive, and if it is expensive, probably not too worth buying because you're not going to play it that much. But when you do play it, if you play it with a big group of people and you're all feeling in the mood for it, it's going to be a good time. But, you know, you got to be aggressive about it. You got to be competitive about it, and you got to take risks. Friday is a solo game, a game that you can only play on your own. I've played it a few times, and I think it's cool. I think it could use some work. I think there are some things to it that make it not very satisfying and actually quite unsatisfying. And I wish it was a little different. I wish the gameplay mechanisms were a little different than they are now. And I don't know how to fix the problems that I have with it. I just don't find the combat very satisfying. And I don't think you can get as overpowered as you can in a lot of deck builder games. A lot of deck builder games, if you play it right, you can have a great deck by the end and it's really satisfying. But you never have that moment in Friday. So unfortunately, I just don't have too much fun with it. But it's cool, it's great. I love the idea of having an actual full only solo adventure, and I wish there were more games like that, especially deck builder games. Unfortunately, this one just didn't click with me too much. Fury of Dracula is a game where you gotta look for Dracula. He's invisible, he's hidden somewhere on the map, and everyone's gonna look for him. That is the best hidden role game you can find, or hidden movement game you can find. I haven't found a game where one player is hidden as fun as I have Fury of Dracula. It still has some problems, I think, and still can be unsatisfying sometimes, but it's still very fun. Grimsling is decent. I remember thinking it felt a little untested, like they needed to fix a lot of things. Pretty much everything in Grimslingers is done better by a different game. But it's a unique enough experience, and if you want to try it with some friends, do a campaign of it, give it a shot. Hive. Hive is a game that you play. It's a bit like chess, but with bugs. And I think it's very solid. Very solid for 2 people if you want to just, like, bring it with you on road trips or wherever. Like, road trips actually might not be a good place to bring it. But, you know, if you want to bring it with you on holiday or out somewhere, just wherever you bring it, it's very easy to carry around. And it's a fun little chess game. And all the expansions add a new cool element to the game. Hungry Hungry Hippos. I'm sure a lot of you know what Hungry Hungry Hippos is. It's not a very good game. You just tap on a thing and the hippos are eating. Not much to say about it, but it's there, you know. Joking Hazard is a game by the Side Night and Happiness people. It's a comic game. It's a bit like Cards Against Humanity. I think it's funnier and better than Cards Against Humanity, like a lot better. I still think those party games, I do own it. I still think those party games are kind of average most of the time. But hey, it's a good way to pass the time. Again, I think it's way better than Cards Against Humanity. If you have a choice between Joking Hazard and Cards Against Humanity, I would choose Joking Hazard in a heartbeat. Jungle Speed. Jungle Speed is like Snap, the card game Snap. It's like that, but if it was just a little bit better. That's what it is. And I think Jungle Speed is great, a lot of fun. Me and my friends always tend to play it a lot. It's really cool. Keyforge. Keyforge I love. I love Keyforge. I just bought a new Keyforge deck today. Keyforge is a card game, but you don't buy booster packs, you buy decks. You buy full decks, and every single person's deck is different to every other person's deck in the world. And each one has a unique name on it. It's got a unique back. It's got a bunch of cool things. And you can't take cards out of your deck and put them in other decks. They have to stay with that deck. And I love that concept. And I think the game is a lot of fun. I think it's one of the most fun trading card type games ever. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I played Pokemon. I played Magic. I played Hearthstone. I've played, is that it? That might be it. But I've played all of those games, and I don't think any of them are quite as fun as Keyforge. Maybe Yu-Gi-Oh! But Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon come close. I don't think Magic or Hearthstone come close. I don't find them very fun. But Keyforge is just solid. I'm sorry I'm scratching my eye, but my eye is itchy. Okay. King of Tokyo. If you have a bunch of friends over, you want to play something casual, grab King of Tokyo. It's just rolling dice, choosing which dice to keep, rolling more dice, and then attacking other monsters. It's simple, it's fun. Don't play it if you get frustrated by randomness. It's very random, but it's a lot of fun. Kingdom Death Monster. Kingdom Death Monster is a game that costs like $300 or $400, and I'm not exaggerating there. It's a very expensive game. I'm lucky enough to have a friend who has it. And if I didn't, I never would have played it, and I never would have bought it. But it is an excellent game. It is a lot of fun. It is extremely satisfying. I haven't found combat that punishing and exciting in a long time. It's very hard to get combat that good as it is in Kingdom Death Monster. It's very good. It's very, very good. But very expensive, so if you never play it, I wouldn't blame you. Now look, I'm only about halfway through. I think what's best is if I do another video later in the future that does the other half. So I'm going to stop at Kingdom Death Monster. That's a good place to sort of pause. Especially since, I don't know if you can hear, but my voice is hurting. And we've hit 20, you can't hear my voice hurting, but my voice is, I'm losing my voice. And, so I think probably this is a good place to pause it. So I'll pause it here. And maybe in a couple days, there'll be a part 2 of this. Especially if you guys enjoy it. Maybe it'll be in a week. Who knows? It'll be sometime soon. Maybe I'll take a couple days. I'll do a break. And then in a couple days, I'll do it again. But anyway, thanks for watching this wonderful video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure to give the video a like. It really helps me out. And make sure to subscribe for bi-daily content. Every 2 days, there's a new video. And it's worth sticking around for. So thanks for watching, guys. And as always, stay perfect. Stay positive.